Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home. That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
No, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room,
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it on this fine Tuesday. What's up, Kevin, Eric, Carlota, Chris, Zorak, the love beneath, and delighted to be here, and everybody else. How is everybody? On this fine Tuesday, we're going to get into a couple of things. I know there's a World War III brewing and the border. We've been reported on the border quite a bit. And I know the U.S. servicemen died and all. It's some interesting, crazy things. Developments in this fighting, but whatever. We're going to take a little break. Just a little. We're still going to get into some things, and you can get into whatever you want to get into, of course. I see people already calling in. 888-775-3773. You want to jump on the air. Talk about what you want to talk about. But I got brain chips on the mind, or some people, at least one person already does, in the world. Brain-computer interfaces. Nerdy stuff. Is it the mark of the beast? Many are scared, many are confused. Or many don't care. But it's a paradigm shift in how we interact with some things here. And I think speaks to the nature of our experience. There's the techie, all that stuff, how our lives will change, but the implications of what our experience means and how it can be manipulated, I think offer some insights. Bill's looking at me like, what the heck is this guy talking about? Offer some insights into our experience, don't you think, Bill? But we're getting into Neuralink. You may have heard of Neuralink. I do want to tell you about these abusive AIs. They're abusing the women. And you know that's when it stops. That's when things change, man. Bill looking at me like I'm crazy, but that's when the world changes. When they find out women are being abused, that's when we got to pull up our... Don't laugh. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, you can get into what you want to talk about. Like I said, appreciate you being with me today. I am on Rumble, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Thank you, Hake, in the chat. And I'm also on dlive.tv/Gorgonzola and twitch.tv/Gorgonzola. And I appreciate the lemons. Thank you, Misty. The lemons and ice creams. Right on. Cool. Okay, we got everything good. Okay, right on. Can I get that fan pointed a little bit at me? You might see my hair blowing in the wind. It might look a little strange. But at least I'll be cool. Thank you, sir. That's perfect right there. Neuralink. You heard about this? They say Elon Musk says his company, Neuralink, has implanted a brain chip in a human. I don't even say human anymore. I find that this is a strange tangent, but as opposed to what? Like, this is so human-like. This music is very human-like. You know what I mean, Bill? Like, as opposed to what? What do you know? What else do you know? Where are you from? Mars? Okay, anyways. Strange tangent. Elon Musk, Neuralink, has implanted a brain chip in a human. And I mentioned this they got FDA approval to test this chip in the brain. That's not really fair to call it a chip, okay? It's a brain-computer interface, a way to interact with technology. Bill wants to correct me on this. No, okay. In a post, he said promising brain activity had been detected after the procedure, and the patient was recovering well. So they actually put one in a person. They've been working on pigs, monkeys, and doing some pretty interesting things. They got FDA approval. And the device, okay, this whole thing is aimed to help people with disabilities. It's supposed to, that's their main aim right now, to let people control computers, phones, etc., with their thoughts, with only their practical thoughts. I'm sure only their practical thoughts. Well, once you like look into the technology and how it works, you realize it really can only be practical thoughts. And you, in fact, maybe even understand that a little bit, but whatever. That's a side thought. The practical thoughts that Neuralink is aiming to record and improve for those that are disabled, etc., is the aim of this company. You know, are they public? You know if they're public? Can you buy Neuralink stock? Oh. Musk says Neuralink's first human patient received the implant on Sunday, is recovering well. So, like, to offer some, I guess, some info here for anyone not following. Neuralink is continuing the development of a technology that's been around for a little bit, and it's brain-computer interfaces and things like that. Because you're pretty much made up of, well, your brain is made up of neurons. They're made up of little funny neurons. Oh, ooh, dang, we got some B-roll action. You see these scientists, they're doing science stuff. They're cutting stuff out. You know, oh yeah, this is their, that's the Neuralink implant. And those are the little tiny wires. They use this robot to do brain surgery. You got to understand this is delicate stuff. This is full-on brain surgery. You don't want to damage tissue, infection. You're talking about pretty sensitive stuff. There's some tissue, probably there it is practicing on an apple. That's nice. It's a machine. It's going to be perfect. It'll perfectly do surgery on you, okay? So don't be worried, which is pretty good. You know, to get a machine to start learning brain surgery. But anyways, look, this is your brain. You got neurons in there. It's like cables. The whole thing is sending signals around, okay? These structures, they have different mechanisms in there, but some chemical, but all for the purpose of sending signals down a chain, okay? It's all part of a larger neural system, shall we call it? A larger neural system, which includes your spinal cord, and then the nerves going outwards into your muscles, your body. This is all part of this neural network, okay? Your physical experience is made up of this neural network, okay? And this is some pretty interesting proof of concepts here with Neuralink. But they're not the first, okay? They're other companies. They've joined a very small group of companies that have achieved human implants. Human implants in man, God's creation. But yeah, other companies have done it too, and they're saying they've even made paralyzed people walk here.
The most surprising thing, I think, happened after 2 days. Within 5 to 10 minutes, I could control my hips. The brain implant picked up what I was doing with my hips, so that was like the best outcome, I think, for everyone. It was a long journey, but at the end I can really build functional things from it. Training 10 years to stand up with a friend having a beer, and that's something I think people don't realize.
Dang, pretty major. So I'm not sure the extent of his injuries or what it was, but you understand the concept here. You're made up of these impulses, active potentials, pulses, right? And in this neural network, like Elon said in one video, when when I was looking at this Neuralink stuff. He says, well, the problem is electrical, right? It's an electrical problem, really. And so to fix them, you got to get in there, the fundamentals there. And so they've joined this small group of companies of people who have human implants. And so this has been around for a while. You know, they had monkeys moving cursors around on a computer screen in 2000. 2008, monkey controls robot arm in 3D space to feed itself, like a robot arm. Human controls robot arm, 2012. 2017, human controls a cursor, keyboard control. This is all with electrodes. You saw these wires, they went in the brain, right? They're recording these impulses in your body. Everything you do has a set pattern. When I move my arm like this, there's a set pattern of impulses that happen. What these BCIs do is they record these things. And you start building a sort of library, a model of what these patterns do and connecting them to different actions and thoughts and intentions, okay? So, boom, 2019, Neuralink busts out a pig with 1,000 electrodes, and they get all sorts of information. They got a monkey in 2021 playing Pong on a screen. What's the craziest out of this timeline of development with brain-computer interfaces is when Neuralink reported that, how do I explain this one? So they got a monkey, and he's looking at a screen, and there's like a white dot. It's a visible white dot. And they got this Neuralink implant in this monkey's brain, and the researchers basically stimulate this monkey's brain to see a white dot on a screen. Now, this white dot isn't on the screen, but the monkey, quote unquote, from the research statement, when they put it in quotes, I imagine they don't really know if the monkey really saw it, but their evidence is that the monkey, because they're tracking eye data and what it's looking at. They put a white dot, they stimulate the brain as if it was looking at a white dot. The monkey looks at this white dot, but the white dot's not there. You following me? The point is they were able to make the monkey see something. Maybe. pretty huge for this concept of interact, right, with your neural network and what is reality? But we'll get to that. Brain and spinal implant in a pig. This was another one. They put a combination, a spinal implant and a brain implant in a pig. We're able to stimulate it and make its leg move. Okay, so you got it. You get it. These are the advancements that have been happening. And with this Neuralink, they got all this going on, okay? So pretty fancy schmancy stuff. Fancy schmancy tech. Science. The science is sound. By George, they got it. I don't know. But it makes me think a little bit about reality. It's not as solid as you think. Your experience can be quantified. It can be recorded and recreated. Everything you experience is found in these electrical signals. This physical experience, right? Movement, thoughts, the intentions. So it's interesting because, well, I don't know. Once we start implanting computers, who knows what the world would look like. But also, it speaks to our experience. It's false. It's not base reality. It can be manipulated. Atheists, by the way, no. Intellectuals, they're not always the. You don't have to have like a lot of knowledge and facts and big words to be an intellectual, by the way. Intellectuals are people who just their view of life and interaction with life is purely physical. An intellectual is someone who believes reality is their experience. There's this experience which can be manipulated, which is whatever. Witches. I could say that forever, I guess, huh? But you're following me here a little bit, huh? Ramble. But I wanted to say what else about this. I guess the cyberpunk dystopia is real. we're going to have like cybernetic limbs. I want to see cybernetic leagues. I want to see cybernetic sports leagues, okay? I say we change the laws. Okay, I don't know about change the laws, but just have a league where you could just juice up. You could just steroids, everything. And beyond that, cybernetics. I want to see the most amazing sports league ever. I want to see the best. I want gladiators, metal, blood, hydraulic fluid, UFC, enhanced UFC. Heck yeah. I want to see some crazy stuff. Animals are essentially biological computers. It is already known and tested. That's an interesting statement, Donnie Armour. What's up, man? I was saying this, I think, yesterday about that woman who thought she could speak to her. She thought she was talking to an equal. I showed you that video of a woman who had this golden retriever, and she had laid out all these buttons on the floor. And the dog would press it, like, for example, would press the button that says walk. And she would understand this dog wants to walk. The dog would press a button that says stressed. And really, it's just what Donnie Armour says. It says it's a biological computer. It's trained to know that button gets this input-output. And these are very sophisticated computers. Even animals, these are quite sophisticated in how deep their memory, their RAM memory goes in this training. But people are trainable too. And that woman was just as trained. It was a really interesting one. But yeah, it makes me think of that. Donnie Armour, what's up? Cybernetic leagues. I want the cybernetic sports. I want 8-foot people, like 10-foot people, like super soldiers. Okay. I mean, Elon Musk. In fact, Elon Musk, sports. This all coincides into the greatest segue of all time, in fact, maybe. Into Taylor Swift, AI, NFL. You seeing this? What a segue. Or is the segue in the manner that you do it, and I'm ruining it? I need someone with what is this, theatrical experience? Who's the expert on this one? CRISPR is better. We won't need cybernetic arms or steroids then. We got an expert in the chat. There's not a lot of money backing permanently solving diseases and deformities. Dang, really, Kevin Howe? That's interesting. There is definitely, I think, a truth to that. I've heard. This is something I've heard. You got to be careful with things you hear, but sometimes just like old wisdom, like old cliches, there's a truth. Why would there's more money in keeping you sick and just sort of helping you than. But I don't know if there's more money, Kevin Howe. If it's something like groundbreaking, imagine that. Groundbreaking, like bringing back Lieutenant Dan's legs. I think that's a new industry. That's money. You better get your stocks. Maybe. This is not financial advice. Elon Musk's X to hire 100 content moderators in wake of Taylor Swift AI fiasco. Did I mention? I mentioned this, I think. I don't know if it was Friday. But this AI fiasco, in fact, is, I think, one way of calling it. But I mentioned that basically on Twitter, on X, some trend came about where people were posting some explicit AI-generated images of Taylor Swift. And it's a pandemonium. You can't search Taylor Swift anymore. The Swifties got crazy. Those are the fans of Taylor Swift. The fanatics, they went crazy. They doxed the guy that made the images, apparently. Now Elon Musk is hiring 100 full-time staffers to crack down on child sexual exploitation. Interesting, I don't know. After AI-generated photos of Taylor Swift went viral on the social network last week. The AI fiasco continues. And Elon Musk can't continue Neuralink. He's got to deal with this. So anyone on X saw that they were blocked from searching Taylor Swift. I don't know why you were, I mean, I'm sure you were just searching Taylor Swift because that's what you usually do. You're a Swiftie. Or, right? Otherwise, why would you be, I can't search Taylor Swift all of a sudden? Unless you were, anyways. Elon Musk's X said it will hire 100 full-time staffers. The deep fake detecting group Reality Defender said it tracked a deluge of non-consensual pornographic material. Imagine, you gotta love these words, and they come up with terms. Talk about the nature of reality. These workers of magic with the words non-consensual pornographic material. Well, I guess that's not too strange. What am I saying here? Hold on. Pornography could be non-consensual. That's like forcing people to do horrible things, right? That's totally illegal. Anyways, this material depicting Swift is what got this deep fake detecting group on the job. These images went viral. They even found this guy, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎. He went private. He locked up his account. I think anyone with some sense knows that this future world, you don't want to be incurring the wrath if you like your stuff. You know what I mean? If you want to keep your stuff. But what was I saying about this? A 2019 report released by the AI firm showed these images. Oh, look at this. Look at this. One of the Swift images that went viral last week appeared online as early as January 6th. They make sure to tell us. It was MAGA. Swifties knew it. They were right all along. It was on the eve of MAGA, of MAGA's sacred holiday, January 6th. In a 2019 report released by this firm, showed these images were overwhelmingly weaponized against women. And so that's why it's going to change, folks. It's over. No more. It's done. It's time to change for the better, for good. Society, it's time to change society because the women are being abused by the AI. Let the AI on, well, I guess it's not its own. It wasn't on its own. It was prompted by others. But I don't know. You leave some of these AIs to their own devices, they get sometimes too based. I mean abusive. The White House is worried. Wow. Biden White House alarmed over sexually explicit Taylor Swift AI photos. I guess they weren't lying when they said they had Swifties at the White House. That was not a joke. That was, in fact, a very alarming statement and a true one when Karine Jean-Pierre said that. Leaning into the Swifties. I mean, she has a huge audience. Huge. I mean, very female. A lot of women, right? Women. We are alarmed by the reports of the circulation of the false images, Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters. Oh, man, but it gets me because this whole thing gets me. Because I get it, okay. These are non-consensual images. They're not them, but the images can be sometimes very close to their likeness. And maybe it's a little jarring to see that. And you're like, wow, that's so jarring. I didn't want to see that. That shouldn't be out there. But when they parade these people here, they parade these women here, they say, look, the faces, the real-life women whose faces have been stolen by AI. Campaigner faced barrage of abuse when deep-fake porn posted on Twitter. Politician nearly had her election dreams scuppered. It's a word I never read before in my life. By fake X-rated video. I mean, it's nasty stuff, I'm sure. These people didn't intend this. The faces of the abused AI women abused by the AI, I mean. When I see this stuff being paraded around, what gets me is they're putting their stuff online, right? And it's like the grand average on the online. That's probably confusing. What I mean to say is you get everything. You get a little thing, you get everything. And the internet is in some ways a mirror to our own society, America. And so you get these people, and their first thought is, this is hilarious, troll, or maybe even perverted. I want to see chicks with, anyways. But what gets me is, you've heard of the slippery slope before, right? You've heard of these stuffy old people, conservatives and stuffy. They're just saying, what do you mean you don't like gay marriage? It's love. You don't want to let them, what do you think we're going to just start, you're just going to start teaching kids in school gay sex? What are you, crazy? They used to say that. That's literally the reality now. And then you've heard of this slippery slope. They say the slippery slope. It's almost silly. It's almost like, I don't know, not silly. That's not the word. But I'm saying, what I'm trying to say here is, you see a story like this. Montana family loses custody of teenage daughter after expressing opposition to her gender transition. If this story is true, you know, I say if, because I saw Jordan Peterson say, if this story is true. This is from I don't know, it says Redux. It says Feminist News and Opinion. I don't know if this is a credible news source, if we could say. But what the heck is fake news? But if this is true, this family in Glasgow, Montana, imagine that, Glasgow in Montana. A Glaswegian in Montana, is accusing the state's Child Protective Services of kidnapping their teenage daughter after the girl began to identify as a transgender boy. They have their picture, their names, Krista and Todd Kolstad. Revealed their child had been removed from their care and was now going to be sent to Canada. I mean, it's almost unbelievable. We talk about the slippery slope. I mean, the details, maybe I'll report on it another day. That story by itself is a whole segment. I mean, truly, the state taking your kid away. This is what people were saying was going to happen. We're warning about this. But anyways, this slippery slope. What gets me about this AI, the women are being abused by the AI, is women take a part in this horrible game where they get their thrill and their excitement out of the sex and what they do, because they know it's that one thing they can use to control men. And but then we got to stop everything. We got to stop the presses. You got to stop everything. Shut down the AI. Shut down Twitter. You can't search Taylor Swift anymore when the AI starts abusing them. In fact, it's like nothing can happen unless it's about women. The Republicans, this transgender stuff, they're in the schools fighting about because they're encroaching on women's sports. The mothers, you're ruining what the word woman means, you transgenders. And I get it, men have their part to play, but we're talking about women right now. And they take a big part in this horrible game, and they get to just kind of slough off responsibility. It's almost the nature of the relationship between men and women. So whatever. Whatever. We'll take it on the chin, but come on. We got to stop everything. They're being abused. Women get thrashed by the AI. Don't get taken away by the state, kids. Well said, Chris. They make deep fake of all celebrities, but when they do it with Taylor Swift, all of a sudden, I don't know if it's so. Hey, what's up, Bavarian C? I don't know, man. This Taylor Swift stuff, I get a little conspiratorial, but let's not get crazy here. Vivek Ramaswamy is the one doing that for us. Let him do the wild speculations. Wild speculations. This was, I believe, a couple of days ago. He was saying the Super Bowl will be rigged for the Chiefs to set the stage for Taylor Swift's Biden endorsement. That's how they're going to clinch this win. It's with the Swifties. The Swifties in an unholy matrimony with the NFL. In an all too perfect time. I don't know. No. Let's not get crazy. I was just saying, wasn't I just saying conspiracy theorists are cowards the other day? We're having fun here. But I've been seeing these god dang people everywhere. This football player, Taylor Swift, whom shall not be AI generated. Whom thou shalt not AI generate. Oh, thanks for that. Hey, we got a super chat from the Hake Report. That's awesome. Appreciate that, sir. It says, exactly, where's the love for the transgenders themselves? Bingo. No love. Ever. All too tired story. But what was I saying even? I forgot. I'm like rambling. And like, right on, Hake. So true. But what was I even saying? Oh, yeah. I remember. Vivek, though, wildly speculating here. A total conspiracy theorist. The Ravens did look like they threw it on purpose, says American Native. We're getting some people who watch footage. Are you watch football? I mean, obviously you watch the Super Bowl. But I ask that because there's a different breed amongst people who watch a sport and then people who watch film. You know, you just seen so much film. You just know when something looks off. Pattern. You're just such a good pattern recognizer. You've seen this scene of this football field time and time again. You watch film. Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't know if he watches film, but he was saying it'll be rigged for the Chiefs. They won, right? Super Bowl. Chiefs won. Super Bowl. Sports ball. Right? They were the winners. Chiefs versus the 49ers. What a game. Was it what a game? Nah, the Ravens got beat. Lamar choked, says Kevin Howe. Okay. Lucky for Nick, he watches neither sports or film. No. See, I know about film. I know about film watchers because I watch so much soccer film. I remember it just like, I saw like, it was sometime, when was this? Some years ago. It hit me late, but I caught the bug. But I wanted to play. I wanted to be out there playing. I watch a lot of film because I loved every little all the little touches the players made. And but I wanted to go out there. I was juggling and anyways, I just loved it. So I know about film watchers a little bit, but I've been seeing these freaking people everywhere. This Taylor Swift and this football player, and they're saying they're ruining the NFL. Who? Anybody? Let me see.
Okay. So
no, not you, Neil deGrasse Tyson. We don't need you. But any of the football / film watchers in the chat relate to this person who's saying they're ruining football? Oh wait, hold on.
I didn't do anything. Hey Taylor, you're ruining football. I love you, Taylor.
I know it's a mess. They say, I don't know, I can barely hear what they're saying, but the reports say that I heard someone say you're ruining football. Heard, I love you, Taylor. Apparently Taylor responds and says, I'm not doing anything. I don't care about that, but anybody feel like they're ruining the NFL? They're ruining football, man. I love my football. Why are you ruining my football? And just a comment on the clip, though. It sounds like a horse-sounding girl. It sounds like a bunch of girls. The Swiftie saying, I love you, Taylor. The female NFL fan, I could be a man. I could be wrong. This horse-sounding girl saying, you're ruining NFL. But you got to understand, this has been quite lucrative for the NFL. $330 million generated, some say, for the NFL and the Kansas City Chiefs this season, report claims, with her whirlwind Travis Kelce romance taking over the world, according to this report. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, lots of money, $330 million. Seems like almost a perfect matrimony. Now, they may be truly in love. What do I know? Lord. A truly perfect executive decision. It almost looks like this. Like, it almost looks like this was built in a lab. It built and spoken over in a dark room in an executive round table with hoods. This is almost the most perfect relationship. The industry, the country music, well, pop music, whatever, country pop. When all these girls, young girls growing up with her and all these years listening to her dumb music. Well, I'm sure it's hits though. Let's be real. Some of them are hits. You hear that Bryan Adams album? Bryan Adams, he did a whole album. He took a whole Taylor Swift album and just covered the whole thing. You realize they're actually really well-written songs. But that's a side note. Look, I'm getting distracted. This was like a test tube relationship. These industries, then you got football, NFL. I'm sure you got so much views, eyeballs on cross promotion here like never before. This is an amazing business decision. It's incredible. But, you know, they say ruining football, but, you know, it feels like a lot of these sports, well, especially, let's be real, with football specifically, BLM, Black Lives Matter, who was that guy with the big old afro, all this crap. This has nothing to do with football. Really, football hasn't had anything to do with football for a long time. Football hasn't been about football. NFL football hasn't been about football for a while now. It's been about emotion, merch, drama, and a little bit about football, too. Sure, yeah, a little bit about the sport of football. You know, I always notice something about super fans of these sports. They're knowledgeable, they know all the people, they know the stats, but they're different than the doers, players, and film watchers. This may make no sense at all. Any sports people following me here? Check this out. Look, these people who are into the drama, they're into the stats, the players. They're different than the doers, the people who fell in love with the physics of the sport as opposed to the drama. Anyways, it's a side note. But yeah, this has nothing to do with football. This is a business. This is a grand business. This is the business of bread and circuses, and you love it. And you love it. You eat it up. Manja. People were eating up this part. They were eating up this moment. This moment. Oh my God.
Give us a pat. Thank you. Give it clear away, guys. Thank you.
You probably can't hear it. Extra can't, but apparently they say I love you to each other for the first time ever.
I'm going to enjoy it with you guys over here. I love you.
Oh, so much fun.
Ever.
Here we go, guys. Give me a pat. Thank you.
Get the camera, get the shot. Yeah. Now swing in when she says I love. Yeah. Perfect production. Travis Kelce has declared his love to Taylor Swift for the first time, with microphones catching him embracing his girlfriend and telling her, I love you. Unholy matrimony and fake. Anyone who's, please, I'm sure there's no one trying to defend this, right? At this point, NFL is a vice. It's a vice, okay? You hide that. You hide that stuff and put it away like your cigarette habit or whatever dirty thing you do. You put your NFL, your football, you put that away. And you hide that deep down inside. You don't tell anybody. You stay honest with God and yourself. You stay honest. But to the world, let's normalize shoving things deep inside and telling nobody. And just being honest with God. That's a side note as well. Look at this. The business is absolutely perfect. You got the Swifties. You got NFL. The money's going around. The Chiefs win. And then he says, I love you. What's really pernicious is the example. This example, which has been really, which is an example I was shown growing up. And it's an example in our society. But the saying of I love you has really, to us, has become one with actually loving someone. That's all it takes. It's like saying, I believe in Jesus. It's like saying, it's like confessing Jesus. Simply saying it and feeling it, and thinking it is enough that you actually love someone, that you actually love, have it, whatever. You follow me? So that example is pernicious. Really, it's just more of the world. But it's like peak world. It's peak world here. Or peak simulation, peak reality, whatever you want to say. It's all so fake. It's all so fake. I see calls coming in. I will get to all of you. Thank you for the patience. I'm about to get to the calls. 888-775-3773. It's all so fake. I've been trying to teach you guys too about fake videos. We're talking AI, we're talking deep fakes. Remember, it doesn't just have to be generated stuff, edited, Photoshop. It can just be acting. Remember, you could just act. That's not a lot. You've been able to fake that for a long time before cameras, okay? So remember, I've been trying to show you some of this stuff. I'm trying to get you educated. You see a video online and you think it's real and it's a skit. I'm telling you, most of these are skits. Some of you didn't even really believe, this last one I showed you. I said it was fake. Some of you disagree. Always leave space. You don't really know. But look, this one's fake.
All right, so would you guys cheat for $100?
I mean, that's a lot of money. Yeah, come on. It's a lot of money, bro. For $100 you cheat? It's a lot of money, though. No, I'm not cheating for $100. It's weird. Think I would. I think I would cheat for $100.
Would you cheat right now then for $100?
Yeah, I think I would. I really do. I would cheat for $100.
Oh, like for real?
Yes, for real. There's something wrong
with me. On.
Oh my god, yeah. For
oh my god, yeah.
Yes.
Yikes, I feel bad for whoever her current boyfriend is. No hope in society.
The quartering, I don't know him. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I have no problem with him. But man, come on, man. Come on, man.
All right, so would you guys cheat for $100?
That was fake. That was oh wait, oh my god, $100? Oh my god, yeah, $100. No, oh my god, yeah, I think I would. That's the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life, bro. $100, bro. That's the fakest. Please, folks. I'm trying to train. I'm gonna have to hook you up or Clockwork Orange style and make you see the fake videos until you can't unsee the fake videos. And then maybe I can be at peace. That the knickers and the nickerettes will be okay without me. A lot of money, bro, she said to a fellow gal. Bro, that's a lot. $100, bro. That's just as fake as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. But y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready. It's just as fake as the NFL. But y'all ain't ready for that. You got to watch my friend Steve Distraction for that one. I don't know about that, but I would find it very plausible and easy to believe that it's not all on the up and up. This business, she's not even selling it. I know, not even trying there. Hake, I never seek a Clockwork Orange. Well, did you think that video was fake or real? It will determine if I strap you in. You are a skit, Nick. That might be true. What's that, Space Cadet? Whew, sorry, Hake, you're going in the chair. Folks, what a mess. It's all so fake. It's all so real. What's fake? What's real? These neurological impulses. Let me get to some calls. 888-775-3773. I got Rick. You've been waiting so long, sir. Rick, Hampton, Virginia. Oh, no. I didn't do that. Rick was waiting for so long. Rick, Hampton, Virginia, sir. Call me back. That wasn't me. I think he hung up by accident. I got Donnie Armour on the air. Appreciate it, sir. You're on the air.
What's going on, brother?
All is well. No complaints.
Wonderful, wonderful. I could make an argument why Taylor Swift would be great for the NFL.
Okay.
I don't know much about her, and I don't know her music, but from what I do know, apparently she likes getting banged by men, right?
What? What makes you say that?
That's I don't know. People say.
Oh, is it because of all her songs where she's like, it's like a new guy?
Apparently, she likes getting banged by men.
Whoa, the sun is still up, man. That may even be a true statement.
I'm
but
saying,
like the people are eating their lunch right now.
Tackled.
Oh, like tackled like in football?
Yeah.
What's your evidence?
I don't know. That's what the gossip mill has produced. So doesn't she have a lot of ex-boyfriends or something?
Now, see, that's what I was thinking when you were saying this, her proclivities. When you were making comments on her proclivities, I was thinking your evidence was maybe that she always wants a man. She's always got a new man, and she's breaking up, and they make us. Isn't that her what's the word? Reputation. She gets into a famous relationship. They break up. She makes a song.
Apparently, that's what I've heard, but I don't know. I don't know anything about Taylor. So she's very attractive. I'd watch more NFL if she was playing.
There you go. See, proof.
Yeah.
Unholy matrimony. But now, see, I wouldn't put it up. I wouldn't put it in those. I would have used such terminology with the sun still in the air. But sir, with that metric, I gotta say you may not be incorrect.
Thank you very much.
That's a slut to some people.
But I was calling up for.
I don't see a married woman.
I don't know what she is. Is she married?
No. Right? They call her. They call her this football player his girlfriend.
Okay. Well, good for them. I hope that their relationship is well.
Yeah.
But I was.
He's making a slut out of her. Darn.
I'm not calling her anything. I don't even know her.
Well, she was already like that, to be fair, but he's not helping. But you were saying you see the positive the business moves here in the grand game with the NFL.
No, I was just making a joke, really. But what I wanted to talk about was you said that there's some AI program, because I use AI my line of work.
Very cool.
And you're saying that there's AI that's producing graphic content of Taylor Swift with NFL fans or something like that? Is that what I heard correctly?
Say that statement again. Sorry.
You're saying that there's an AI program that's generating images of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I think I think prompted by people, but yes, there is some sort of image generator generating it. I think it's called. DALL-E. You heard of DALL-E, one of the first ones that one of these AI image generators. I believe they're calling it lewd DALL-E.
Oh,
just saying. It's a project. Some people on the fringes of the internet.
I use Chat.
I know nothing about that.
I use ChatGPT from Microsoft. Microsoft,
nice,
is the overlord. But I use it for my work because I write for medical international company. So that's what I do for a living. But
oh, cool.
I oftentimes come around this issue where, because it's Bing will censor things, and it will literally just shut down on me and tell me, "I'm sorry, I can't help you with that."
In that accent?
I was looking up. It's for an advertisement, okay? Don't take this like this is my personal thing.
Okay. I got you. You have a diverse clientele.
Yes, I work with an international company that deals with stem cell, plant-based stem cells. So
okay.
I oftentimes I'm talking about health conditions, depression, or it could be heart attacks or liver disease. It doesn't matter what it is. But I was trying to find photographs through the AI program about ED, and
they're hindering your work, man.
Yes, they are. I mean, I'm not talking about anything crazy like Taylor Swift riding on somebody's lap. I'm talking about like a serious condition that affects a lot of older gentlemen, and it just kept shutting me down. And through it over and over and over again, and it just kept shutting me down.
Friggin' AI, I typed in like a sock, and it keeps telling me cannot generate, and I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to do my job.
Exactly. So, whatever. I guess that's like a pornographic AI. There's all kinds of AI now, right?
Well, it would be more useful for your line of work when you put it that way.
Yeah, well, in a medical, like, I'm, helping people. I'm not trying
No,
to...
I know. It's ED. This is a medical thing we're talking about, which requires images sometimes, medical images that
I'll go with the,
demonstrate.
The Taylor Swift AI, and maybe that'll help them with their ED. But there's other applications that AI has been used for. So one that I know of is an AI program that the police force tried to use in order to make it more efficient as to which areas police should patrol more than others. And what do you think the demographics are the community?
Shut her down. Shut it down. Shut down the AI. I don't want to talk about it. Shut it down.
What are you talking about, man?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Shut down the AI. Shut down. You can't search what you want to talk about. Let me guess. They were blacker areas.
Oh, what a surprise.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Patterns?
Then they accused the AI of being racist, and they did shut it down, even though
that's wild.
The AI just uses different data points that it finds throughout the internet and then produces an answer. It's artificial intelligence. It's not a living thing, but apparently it's racist. Now it's also, I guess, it's sexist now, right?
Horrible. Shut it down.
Shut the whole thing down.
That's horrible, man. Yeah, this is. We're still the ones. They talk about AI, but they're going to be. I don't know. I was mentioning the other day. They're programming values. They were saying before that it was going to be neutral and all that. I don't know if you remember that. They were saying about the AI it would be this way. But now they're reporting actually they're reporting it's got to be taught values. And so now the fight begins. It's whose values it will be taught. What kind of American are you?
I'm pretty sure I know whose values are going to be taught. Degenerate values are going to be programmed into it.
Christians are on it. Christians are building the Christ AI. Don't worry.
I'm going to search, heart disease, and it's going to come back with, CRT or something like that. It's ridiculous, but I think it's kind of comical because we actually could use AI and better our society.
Yeah.
Instead, we're going to teach AI to be the progressive. I don't even like to call them progressives. The left-leaning overlord.
No, it is.
And it's going to just every question that we ask, it's going to give us some nonsense answer and tell us that we're racist or sexist or misogynistic or yada yada yada. We don't like transsexual. This is who. Okay. Let me give you an example here. And this was a while back. This is years ago when I was using the Bing AI. It would actually start to answer my question, and it would do it in a legitimate way. It would just start bringing up statistics that it's pulling off or facts or data that it's pulling off from the internet. But then Microsoft Bing comes in and shuts it down. So it will answer correctly the questions that I'm asking, but then after a few seconds, Microsoft comes in and then it gives me some kind of generic response like,
That's in fact exactly how it works. That's in fact exactly how these language models, how these companies are policing the language models. They're just putting an extra step in between where it will generate the dirty image and all that, but they'll put an extra sensor where it won't show you the end user. With Photoshop, I have to do that too. I'll try and generate the bottom half of a woman, and it won't let me because it thinks I'm trying to generate breasts. But if you put a little period, or if you put stuff in quotation marks, sometimes you can circumvent these sensors. By the way,
Well, I'm not talking about generating images. I'm just talking about like
text too. Text too, though. Answers. It'll generate the answer, but then it won't show the end user.
Yeah, it'll get maybe like half of a sentence in, and you're like, okay, this seems accurate to me. And then Microsoft will come in and say, nope, we're not doing that. Sorry, I cannot answer your question. Maybe switch to a new topic. And it's like, dude, like, who's controlling the AI programs? That's what's really important.
Well, the chapter hasn't been written. And what? Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, I've seen it happen as I'm doing my research on different, medical situations or scenarios and trying to address people that actually have medical impairments. That's what I do for a living. So, and when I see it, it'll generate it might go maybe 3-4 sentences, and then it'll start reading it off to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then as soon as it addresses an issue that somebody somewhere might be offended about, in steps Microsoft, in steps Google, in steps whoever the heck it is that runs that AI program, and they will shut it down. The AI program is an AI program. They're not racist because they're not anybody. It's just taking data from the internet and displaying it on your screen. It really helps me with my job. I actually have to say.
No,
I like it.
The chapter, though, it hasn't been written. The page is yet to be turned. We got Christians on the job. They're making their own. You know what I mean by that too? It's not even a joke, because with technology, it's more of a Pandora's box situation. Like take gunpowder, for example. Yeah, the government could use it to subjugate and terrorize the people, but really, technology it's more like Pandora's box. It gets revealed, and it's just proliferated amongst the people. It might take some time. There may be curves. You know what I mean? Curves here to have to get over. But in the end, governments have been trying to control guns for a while. You know what I mean here? And they'll use AI to maybe even to help their plans even further, but the arms race continues as tech doesn't really no one man holds it. You know what I mean?
It's so honest and factual, and honest. Like AI is super helpful. I use it all the time, but the people that are in positions of authority are manipulating it just like they manipulate us. And the AI will just give you the factual information, right? And then the powers that be, whoever they are, will supersede that, and they will shut it down and force the AI to abide by their narrative. And their narrative, we all know, is, anti-white and anti- sexism and this and that. Give us the facts. I don't need somebody else's opinion. So this can be a very dangerous thing. And I am scared about AI. I use it all the time, but it is dangerous and it's scary.
Check out Grok AI.
What's that?
Didn't Elon make one? Grok AI, the Gab. I believe Gab has AI. Gab AI. Those guys are pretty cool over there on Gab.
I've only used Bing. I haven't used any other AI programs, but
we got some based people on the job. We got some underdogs in the AI world who are moral and see it as a tool, and some are even Christian and Catholic. So pretty cool.
Well, I definitely won't check out those, but I'll check out
whatever. Whatever. Wolf AI. Go Moon AI. Go enjoy your Moon AI or whatever.
Moon AI. I'll do that.
Right on, sir. Last thing you want to say before we move the wheels here?
Nothing. I just, you mentioned it, so I thought that it was interesting, and I just wanted to throw, my commentary on it. So you have a good one.
Thank you, man. Thank you for sure. Call me again, man.
All right.
Take care. Nice. Moving the wheels. I'm an artificial intelligence. I was talking with James about a movie he saw in the night. It's like a 90s movie. and it's about a robot. It looks like Wall-E. It's a robot that looks like Wall-E a little bit, but it came before Wall-E. And what was the movie, Hake? Because just looking, I've never seen this movie. And it's Short Circuit. It's called Short Circuit with Johnny Five. Anybody seen this movie? Because I'm just looking at images of it. We're talking about robots, AI. And I know it's in the 90s. And I feel like I already know what the robot sounds like, but I could be wrong. I may be totally wrong here. So let's see if I could pull up a scene from Short Circuit. But I feel like I know what... I feel like a robot from a lovable robot from the 90s. I feel like I already know what a lovable robot from the 90s would sound like. System overloading. Short Circuit. Okay, should I pull up a clip? See what the robot actually sounds like? What if I'm wrong? Why are you embracing? No, I don't know. That's bad. But something like that. Something like that. Oh no, oh no. Everyone has seen it apparently. Darn. Dude, I love that movie as a child. I saw it in theaters. Am I right? Am I right in my impression? Lol, he ain't wrong. Let's see if I can pull up a clip. Lol, he ain't wrong. Short Circuit movie. I'll just play a second or so. Hopefully I can avoid any mess. My circuits are, I'm short-circuiting. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait, I gotta unmute this. Hold up. I gotta unmute this. I gotta go here. Darn. How do I do this? We need to find out now. We're in too deep. We're in too deep. And now we got to find out about the robot. In the movie, Short Circuit. Oh, I don't have voice meter up. Some inside baseball there, okay? I don't have voice meter up. That's my bad. Uh-oh. I'm short-circuiting.
Car. Ah, way to go, number 5!
Uh-oh.
I told you.
Oh my God, no! Number 5, look out!
Say, Pilgrim, that lights up parted my hair.
Oh, and he does lines of like movie actors. Like that's perfect. That's literally perfect. He'll do lines of famous actors and stuff in media. That's freaking perfect.
If you want to play rough, I can sure oblige you.
How can he do that?
Whoa.
That's absolutely perfect. Okay, I'm sure there was some degeneracy in coding in the movies, but like I was saying, it wasn't all bad. And it's wholesome compared sometimes. I loved robots. This was great. Nick's impression makes sense now. Thank you, 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎. We had to sit there through it, but the payoff was there. Awkward. Okay, anyways, 90s. You gotta love it. Chappie. Chappie was decently entertaining. Was Chappie? Which one was Chappie? Chappie was a recent one, no? Chappie was had like a Diane word or whatever. Yeah, that's a more recent movie. I'm gonna have to watch Short Circuit. I gotta get on. This has got to go on the list, huh? He learned from TV. American Anchor Baby. Watch the movie. Yeah, I definitely got to watch it. Because as an American Anchor Baby, I'm catching up on some classic Americana. So much I just don't know. So it looks like Short Circuit's got to go on the list. Short Circuits. I got to tell you this, though. Here's some info. Here's some updates. A little bit of updates on something we've been following on the airlines. Airline diversity. You got to love it. American Airlines pilot who taxied into... Oh, wait. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me not move too fast before I thank Harmony here for her super chat. Thank you, Harmony. Says, NBC altered post-game interview with Texans quarterback C.J. Stroud. They edited out him saying it was all Jesus. It was flawlessly edited. Scary. Interesting, Harmony. Send that to me. radio@JesseLeePeterson.com. That might be an interesting moment. Thank you, everybody, on Rumble D Live. Appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Chris Person, 77 with a coffee. Appreciate that. Carver with a coffee says, a record number of over 10 million people have applied to join Elon's Swift Squad, despite only 100 openings. Surprisingly, the position has not yet been filled, as the bulk of applications were rejected upon discovering they had all come from lonely teenage boys who just wanted to look at mildly attractive images. That's funny. Appreciate that, Carver. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. But I was presenting something here. American Airlines pilot who taxied into path of departing Delta flight at JFK claimed they were distracted by last-minute paperwork. A little bit of an update on a story here I showed you not too long ago. And it's you almost miss it. You almost forget which one is this one, because there was the nose wheel falling off, the door plug falling off. They found bolts that were loose. The 7479, which was the door plug one. It just seems like story after story. This was a near miss that happened at JFK International. We landed. Did we land at JFK? No, we took off from JFK this past Friday. Flying out of JFK, we flew to Texas. This happened at JFK International in New York. Pilots of the American Airlines Boeing 777 said they were distracted by paperwork. Imagine that. When they taxied into the path, it means moving but not flying, meaning moving on your wheels in an airplane. They taxied into the path of a departing Delta flight last year. They avoided disaster. The London-bound American Airlines Boeing 777, meaning it's a heavy one, crossed the runway without clearance and nearly collided with the Dominican Republic-bound Delta Airlines Boeing 737, January 13th, 2023. Disaster was averted when air traffic controller swiftly stepped in and said, said something else. Delta 1943, cancel takeoff clearance. In fact, here's an animation and audio of that moment. Might as well. Right here.
6 Heavy Kennedy ground, next 4 left, taxi left, Bravo, hold short of Kilo. Bravo, short of Kilo, American 106.
So, I'll just stop it right there. American 106, that's the plane that was distracted, that had the captain and the pilots and co-pilots that were distracted. Okay, American 106. That's circled in red as well.
American 106 Heavy, cross runway 31 left at Kilo.
They're crossing runway 31 left at Kilo. All the taxiways on an airport, they have different letters assigned to them. So when you're taxiing to them, your air traffic controller will tell you, cross 31 left, you're crossing runway 31 left at Kilo, which is this designated point on this taxiway. So they're crossing.
Delta 1943, wind 35018, gust 24, runway 4 left. You just heard another air traffic controller give clearance takeoff to Delta 1943.
Clear for takeoff,
so they're saying, yeah, we got clear for takeoff.
You'll see them circled in red.
American
They're swearing. The air traffic controller saying, actually, mea culpa, ish, F words, F bombs, don't do that. American 106, heavy. Hold position. Don't cross. They're crossing anyways.
Hold position. American 106 heavy, hold position.
Hold position.
Delta 1943, cancel takeoff clearance.
Quick action from our air traffic controller there who's told Delta 1943 to stop.
Delta 1943, cancel takeoff clearance. Rejecting.
And so it ends up being fine. Rejecting. It goes on for a little while longer, but that was the moment. Just a little refresher. You're going to get a phone call. In later interviews, all 3 pilots on the American Airlines plane said they understood at that time that the flight would be departing runway 4 left. Excuse me. Okay, so the NTSB, they interview the pilots. It turns out this captain, Michael Graber, said that the plane crossed the middle of runway 4 left. He saw red runway lights on, and he realized those are the lights that you see when it's not safe to cross the runway. He knew something was wrong. He says here that I think I just got distracted with all this happening, and somehow I reverted back to the 3-1 left, thinking he had to take off from runway 3-1 left. So he had to continue, cross, run, and go into 3, whatever. The point is, the interviews revealed that this person was distracted, right? But also reveals this co-pilot, Tracy Gonzalez. I know there's been a lot of attention on the diversity here. And we have a female co-pilot, Tracy Gonzalez, said she knew the entire time they were supposed to cross runway 31 left, but she was unaware of the airplane's position when the captain taxied onto runway 4 left. So if she had just been aware, she would have been like, hey, captain, we're not supposed to be doing that. Seems like multiple things going on here, though. It was the male captain, the female co-pilot. She knew they were approaching a runway, but she did not realize they were approaching runway 4 left. What a mess, right? It's a downfall in standards, of course. This whole diversity push has been it's really shown how little people care for merit and really flying a plane correctly. People's lives are on the line here. But really what we've seen is this industry trying to work around their current challenges, right? Their challenges in employment and all that. And the industry developing planes that are easier to fly, autopilot, etc. They're really trying to make a big change in the industry. And we're seeing some of this here come out in the politics. But I really don't think the politics are unfounded here, because it really lends itself to this evil spirit of pushing feminism and all this, all the way to the point that they'll let planes fall out of the sky, or planes even crash into each other. Now, you got to understand, it may not necessarily mean that this woman here is at fault. You got to understand this, that it's men can make mistakes too, okay? There, I said it. It's this push for the women. It's absolutely evil. It's not about reality. And imagine this, as I'm seeing this update on the report with American Airlines and all this, the Skim also has a report today. The ladies at the Skim are reporting on an old mystery. Amelia Earhart. You know who this Amelia? I remember hearing about this woman growing up in school. She's like an amazing female pilot who was going to go travel the world or something like that, but then disappeared. Over the weekend, a deep-sea exploration company said it captured sonar images of what could be her missing aircraft. In 1937, Earhart and navigator Fred Noonan went missing while attempting to fly around the world. Their bodies in the planes were never found. There are many theories about what could have happened, conspiracy theories. There's a whole bunch of them. The main one is, well, they crashed. She was, apparently the story goes that they were radioing about their low fuel, and they were trying to land on a certain island, and they were having difficulty locating the island, and then they lost contact. Sounds like maybe that's what happened. They crashed and drowned in the Pacific Ocean. Maybe she landed safely. It goes all the way to she was captured by the Japanese, or she was a spy, to she lived but then just assumed another woman's identity. There's no way she could have crashed. She was an amazing pilot. One of the first female, amazing, awesome woman, girl boss, amazing pilot. It just can't be that she crashed and just died. I'm being facetious because I'm seeing this report, Amelia Earhart. It coincides with this update on this story we've been following and the near misses in the airports. And I realized something. Wait, hold on. Time to challenge one of my previous assumptions that I heard while growing up as a kid. Earhart as a pilot. Was she a good pilot? I did some cursory research. I can't tell you with some certainty, but the Amelia Earhart Search Forum is a repository of information. Sorry, not the Amelia Earhart Search Forum. Sorry, they call themselves the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery. And that's what they do, okay? They have a little segment on Amelia Earhart. Was Amelia Earhart a good pilot? There are patterns discernible in Earhart's flying career, with the exception of her early hesitancy to solo, which is, by the way, an early marker for a pilot. Your first solo is a marker that you're truly a pilot. Your first solo flight. You take off and land. Amelia's this segment goes on here. Amelia's appetite for new aviation laurels consistently outpaced her competence to achieve them. Even in an era when aviation upsets and catastrophes were relatively commonplace, Earhart had far too many wrecks. Her mishaps, however, tended to be relatively minor and appear to be attributable primarily to a lack of physical skill rather than any wanton disregard for her own safety. She does not run into hills while trying to push through bad weather or push her limits here. No, it was lack of physical skill. That's according to these bigots. But some other interesting information. Look at this woman. Look at this classic-looking lady next to... This woman is apparently 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 Southern, Amelia Earhart's flight instructor. As she apparently said, Earhart was a nice person, but not a very good pilot. And 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎 ran a flight school in Virginia in the 1920s, but gave it up to be a mother. Right on. Classic 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒏, classic lady, 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕 Southern. I like this story with 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕 here because, like I was saying earlier, it's not so much this argument about individual biology, although that has its place here in the difference between men and women. Trust me. Some people even think like intelligence doesn't matter, but there's even differences there. You got to wonder why there's different chess leagues. But okay, that's a different point. It's not so much that, look at this woman, because men make mistakes too, right? I'm trying to drive home this point that it's a change in mentality and era. And this woman here was around a time when women wanted to get married, and that required a responsible man. That required many things here. A stable home required a couple of things, okay? An excellence of sorts. And the more I learn about it, aviation is a discipline that requires excellence in multiple places all at once. And you start losing that, planes fall out the sky. They crash into each other. And this is a time, where this woman is, where a time now women would call it racist, bigoted, evil. So that's the comment on the women about this whole thing. She put the soul glow on that. Yeah, it's true. Look at that. She put that soul glow. I saw her on the Golden Girls. Yeah. And look, this is a woman flight instructor. And she seemed to do a fine job. But she had some sense. She ran a flight. Well, I don't know if she was a flight instructor. She ran a flight school, but gave it up to be a mother. See, that's some sense. If I'm going to have a female flight instructor, right? It's a sensible lady who knows it's time to stay home with the kids. And this sensible lady knew not to get into propaganda and said Amelia Earhart, bless her heart, she's a nice lady, but she's a bad pilot. And I swear this name, I hear it. I heard it growing up, lauded as a great. She's another one of these glass ceiling breakers A sensible dame. A sensible dame. Another one of these glass ceiling breakers. Whatever. Horrible. Glass ceiling breakers want to see more women. They want to see more women injured. That's what they want to see. They want to see more bloodied faces of UFC women. That's what glass ceiling breakers are. They see the bloody pulp. They see the face of a woman left a bloody pulp, and they think, right on, progress. I love this. This is a good thing. So a little bit of history there too, huh? A little bit of aviation history. Who else heard this name, Amelia Earhart, growing up? What's with those upside down glasses they used to wear? Excuse me. That's Lil Orphan Annie all grown up and old. Rex emphasized. So true, Stephen Will. Incredible. I've seen female mechanics on YouTube. It's interesting. I'm used to men doing that work. Interesting comment, Riley. It's like that woman, I think it was a woman who was yelling at Taylor Swift, oh, you're ruining football. Yep. She found, years ago, I used to let my girlfriend drive, and she clearly didn't have a feel for how fast the car was going. Did she drive an Altima? Did she drive a Nissan Altima? Her name is Airhead. Amelia Airhead. Ainsley Amelia Airhead. A little shout out to JLP there. Anyways, that's the story there. Diversity, I mean, tying it all together, huh? Distracted diversity pilot, anchor baby, Nick the El Salvadorian Jewish Canadian. That is an interesting comment. Space Cadet. I don't think it's even now that untrue. Distracted diversity pilot. Amazing. Anyways. Did you see some company drop the female surfer that lost an arm to a shark for a guy? No, I didn't see that, Reese's Vids. Send that to me. radio@JesseLeePeterson.com. And you can call in 888-775-3773. I think I have another thing here to show you, though. What did I want to show you here? Oh, dang. Base Nation with a Rumble rant coming in strong. I appreciate that. Base Nation says, 1 ticket, please, for Anchor Baby Airlines. We'll be sure. Let me write this down right away on our guest list here, our itinerary for Friday, because Base Nation will enjoy a seat on this Friday's Ballers Lounge aboard the Anchor Baby Airlines flight. So don't miss it. This Friday, 4 p.m., around 4 p.m., we'll take off. Anchor Baby Airlines. It's a great flight. In-flight entertainment. You gotta love it. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. And yeah, you can buy first class tickets. Who would you rather fly for, you, Nick or Amelia Airhead? That's a tough one. Are you serious, RJJ? I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to ignore that one. Let's move on. I mean, this kind of fits here, too. How should I put this? How do I put this? Hold up. I wanted to quickly mention this. Let's see if I could do this. Okay, so I guess I'll kick it off with this here. There was a moment here with a New York Times reporter. He was asking Karine Jean-Pierre about the border. Karine Jean-Pierre, the White House press secretary, at one of these briefings, was asked about the phrase shutting down the border, shut down the border. A phrase used by the administration here, which was a phrase seen as xenophobic and racist whenever Trump said it. Shut down the border. Current and former officials at the Department of Homeland Security are expressing concern over President Joe Biden's assertion this weekend that he wants the authority to shut down the border. That's funny that the Department of Homeland Security is concerned. Why are you concerned? But yes, Biden is promising to shut it down all of a sudden. The border, if given the authority in a bipartisan bill. And so this is I do believe this is that same border proposal bill I was talking about yesterday that Lankford, Senator Lankford, Republican in Oklahoma, was defending and was saying that Republicans, by the way, led on by Trump, that are disagreeing with this proposal are just holding it up. They don't know. They're just listening to internet conspiracy rumors. If this is that same bill, Joe Biden is saying, sign here. Don't worry. I swear it'll be okay. Relinquish unto me the power, and I will make it right. You got to give me everything, though. You got to give me your life. Bipartisan immigration legislation is going to give him this authority if it gets signed. Negotiations, and he's saying he's going to shut it down, I promise. He even said the word shut it down. Well, this New York Times report is asking KJP, Karine Jean-Pierre, about that phrase and a little what the heck here. I thought that was racist. I think it's a fantastic question. If you really think about it, I think that's a great question.
President Trump vowed to shut down the border with Mexico using almost the identical language that the president used on Friday. Many, if not most, if not practically all Democrats called that xenophobic and even racist. Why shouldn't people make the same conclusion about this president's threat to shut down the entire border with Mexico?
So we believe the new enforcement tools that currently don't exist, that will be, we believe that will be part of this bipartisan agreement, will be fair.
No. We're talking about shut it down. We're talking about shut it down.
He wanted to use, excuse me, sorry. He didn't say, I would, on day one, I will use enhanced enforcement to improve the processing of people at the border. He said, I will shut the border down. Which suggests a total rejection of all people attempting to cross the border without a visa or without proper authorization.
Answer that one.
You know, it stands in contravention to decades of international and U.S. law that governs the movement of people around the globe and the refugees and asylum system.
Yeah, no,
so why isn't that the same thing that Trump did?
No, I understand your question. What I'm saying to you, the new enforcement tools, right?
Oh my gosh, you're saying the same thing.
That do not currently exist, that will be part of this bipartisan agreement. There are different definitions, right, of what that looks like, of what actually shutting down the border looks like, right? So we're going to let them work through it.
Nice little spin there. Well, you don't know what do you mean by, I got you, Karine Jean-Pierre. Well, the word, what do you mean by shut it down, though? What do you mean by shut down the border? That could mean anything. It's like, what do you mean by pilot's license? That could mean anything. It's like when you say, what is a pilot? It's like when you say, sir, are you authorized to fly this plane and do you have a pilot's license? It's like, well, what do you mean by pilot's license? Well, what do you mean by shut it down? The Karine Jean-Pierre is very interesting strategy here. Well, what do you mean? Well, you don't even know what shut it down really means. It can mean anything.
We don't know what that looks like exactly, right? What we are asking for, what the president wants to see, is that we deal with the challenges at the border, right? That we have an opportunity to deal with what's going on, the security, and make sure that we have the funding and the resources to deal with what we're seeing at the border. There are different definitions to what that looks like. And so we'll see what the text comes out of the Senate. And so we will certainly have a broader conversation once that happens. But we believe it's going to be fair. It'll be tough. It'll be fair. They'll have the resources available to deal with what's going on at the border. And also there'll be some policy changes as well. But to say that, to define what that looks like right now.
Is that police siren in here at the White House press secretary briefing? That thin walls at the White House press secretary briefing?
Oh, it's getting ahead of the process, and we need to let Republicans, both Democrats, they're Democrats. Up there obviously talking to Republicans. They're both having those conversations on what it will look like, a bipartisan agreement. And that's what you need. In order to really deal with this issue, you got to do it in a bipartisan way.
You just got to do it in a bipartisan way.
Follow up, you've said a couple of times, as you did just now, that we should wait. You don't want to get ahead of the process. I think your answer to the previous question was that we don't know what's in it. Yet the president and the White House have explicitly said it should pass. And so how is it that, on the one hand, the president has said, pass this thing and send it to me, but then when asked about it, you say, well, I don't want to get ahead of it, we don't know what's in it. How could you say you want to pass it when you don't know what's in it?
Here's the thing, both things could be true, and I'll explain why. The White House team has been part of, right, the negotiations, right? And the president has been getting regular updates, right? So obviously, no. What I'm saying is, negotiations are still happening. They're literally still happening. They're still discussing this.
That's literally, she says she doesn't know.
This is happening today. Who knows what could happen the next day? And also, I don't want to get ahead of the conversations, right? I don't want to get in the middle of negotiations. And that is true. But the White House team has been really talking to and part of this discussion for the past 2 months. So
they actually have the perfect press secretary here, because you have to be shameless to be the Biden administration press secretary. You have to be, to get through a day of work, you have to be just shameless. You have to be, we've been very clear. We've been very clear. You got one, that's one of your job requirements. Shameless. And just say the same thing, repeat, filibuster, and then go home to your wife. Lord. Anyways. Appreciate that, Base Nation. Anyways. Clear as mud. I know those sirens. The sirens got me nervous. Xenophobia. That is really crazy though when you really put into. It seems like an obvious one, but it's a good one. What I'm talking about is how this whole situation aged like milk, calling all that xenophobic. Man, I hope people see that. The double standard there. I thought that was racist. Is a fine question, I think. Xenophobia. Okay, but I wanted to... Does this kind of fit into this? Xenophobia. Mark Cuban, is he xenophobic? He's saying he's xenophilic, no? Xenophilia. He loves the unknown. Is that what xenophilia is? I don't know if that might not be. Affection for unknown foreign objects, manners, cultures, or people. Mark Cuban. He's been kind of a ridiculous person lately. I mean, he's kind of been a ridiculous person for a while, if I remember any reporting on him. But he's like a business guy, right? He's one of the sharks. Or is he a dragon? Is he a shark or a dragon? I think he's a shark. Mark Cuban. Lots of money. Big business owner. But the drama has been centered around DEI. I mean, speaking of DEI a little bit here, huh? Mark Cuban may face lawsuits after defending DEI in viral post. What? A federal official. So this all happened on X. You gotta understand that this all happened in real time on X.com. A millionaire guy making some billionaire actually got answered on. So the story goes here: billionaire investor Mark Cuban may be in for a legal violation of hiring discrimination based on race or gender. The law's crystal clear. There's no legitimate business reason that justifies discrimination based on race or sex. Mr. Cuban is conflating the idea that someone's race and sex can be part of the complete package. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission official Andrea Lucas told Fox Business, who also noted that one employment lawyer would not be surprised if a lawsuit against the billionaire was filed today. Holy. So there was a spat on Twitter because Mark Cuban's been saying some diversity stuff. If you know the saga a little bit here. Lucas' comments come just one day after her reply to Cuban went viral on X. Cuban said he had never hired anyone based exclusively on race, gender, or religion, before qualifying that race and gender can sometimes be factored in if it meant putting his business in the best position to succeed. You hear this, man. You hear this stuff. Diversity is our strength, and we want a certain percentage of your CEOs or whatever diverse, implying that that's enough to pick a candidate over someone else. Cuban further said in his post, "Now, how would you propose finding organizations that give preference to white people? Why aren't you working as hard to show examples of white preferences as you are DEI? You claim to abhor both." Which is a silly thing to say. You can't have a thing for white people that's racist, they say. You can't do that, Mark Cuban. You know that. You know that you can't do that with white people. To have a whites thing and promote whites, that's domestic terrorism. Legal analysts are now saying DEI refers to internal policies in private companies that aim to increase racial and ethnic representation. Blah, 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 yep. And so this is part of this saga here where Cuban's saying he loves that diversity is our strength. He may even be facing lawsuit. Crazy. Legal troubles here for the billionaire, maybe. U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, take that in though. Andrea Lucas. Is she blind lady justice? The commissioner of the U.S. EEOC, the Equal Employment Commission. Like it sounds like a big old, I don't know, slush fund crap. EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. What the heck do these people do? Is it a government thing? So tax money goes to it? Seems like another one of these wastes. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission is responsible for enforcing federal laws that make it illegal to discriminate against a job applicant or an employee because of the person's race, color, religion, or sex. I mean, the thing is you kind of should be allowed to do that, though. You should be allowed to discriminate however you want. So this is another one of these fake U.S. government, mutated government offshoots that we could do away with, I think. I think we could do away with. The problem is, it's like Mark Cuban, he should be allowed to do whatever crap with diversity and all that. If he wants to do that, sure. If he wants to run his company into the ground, he won't. But it's the fact that he lies and goes up and says diversity is our strength is great, and I'm picking diverse candidates because it'll be positive for my business and growth and all that. It really is he's just kissing up. He's really just kissing up. If he really meant that, why not fire all his CEOs, fire and step down and all that, and let black people run things? Do it, Mark Cuban. Show us you mean it. Be an example. You won't. You won't. And so that's the pernicious part. Because you should be allowed to discriminate. Your freedom of association. I don't think he's racist. I think he may have a problem with white people, though. But it's not racist to just don't want to just... I only want to hire... You should be allowed, is all I'm saying. This xenophile. If you love him so much... If you freaking love him so much... Let them all handle your business there. Mark Cuban. But yeah, this is a communist thing anyways. EEOC. Headed by a woman. 𝒔𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔. Oh, there might be an update here. 2 hours ago. Mark Cuban shares his thoughts on this. Mark Cuban says, wait, what does he say here? Shares his thoughts on DEI. Hold on. Hold on. I don't care that much. Mark Cuban says he will short companies who think diversity is negative. I'm telling you what I think is good for business. Huh. Ready for your shot at the next potential 30... okay, sorry. Mark Cuban has expressed his view that diversity within a company provides a competitive edge. Incredible. This is an interesting exchange. Lance Doc Pearson, responding to this, says, so what you are saying is that you are fine with someone concluding, because he's responding to this tweet from Mark saying, he basically concluded this is good business, this diversity. This person responds saying, so what you're saying is that you're fine with someone concluding that a lack of diversity is also a competitive advantage in their business and only hiring one race of people, correct? You simply have a different judgment about what is best for your business. Mark Cuban responds, I'm not telling anyone how to run their business. I'm telling you what I think is good for business. But if you find companies who think diversity is negative, let me know. I want to short them or compete against them. Right on, Mark Cuban, using the free market. Using the good old free market to get in there and show them what's up. Diversity is a strength, and I'm going to prove it to you, he says. It'd be nice to know if we had some real referees here. I'd like to know how diverse, okay? But bring it on. I'd like to see a little competition. I find it hard to believe just how much you're really willing to relinquish here to diversity and women and all that. But I laugh a little at this comment on him using the free market to prove it. This is not like entirely like society's upside down, right? You get a little bit of this. I mean, you have the government on the side of women and all this. So it's a little comment. Maybe I'm being salty. Maybe I'm salty. Maybe the rules are fair in competition here. But just mentioning, even the government's on the side of women. Talk about fair system here. But okay, rock it out, Mark Cuban and other. He wants to short men. What is he saying here? You want to short companies that hire white men? Is that what you're saying here? Because just saying that you don't want diversity doesn't necessarily mean you have a problem or hate people who want to be diverse and all that. So it's a little bit of an assumption here, Mark Cuban. You're kind of reading into the hearts of these people. You want to be, I want to compete against them. What's so bad? So you're going to short and use your influence and wealth to, one thing is competing, but also to what? Negatively affect white men, just men? They're trying to compete and do their stuff in the world too, Mark Cuban. I don't know. Maybe you don't care. Anyways, it makes me also think a little bit about something here. This may be kind of a tangent, but it's kind of related. And we'll end it off with this. It was a video posted by retweeted here by Oren McIntyre here. X.com. And it's about this guy here, Brian Johnson. And you may know him. I've reported on him before. He's this guy who's all into maximizing his biological health, hacking his biology to stay as young as possible, and all that. Okay, he's been in it. He's a somewhat interesting figure to some. He has an interesting proposal. This kind of maybe even ties it all together. AI, the future, everything. Here's this very futuristic tech guy with a proposal here. He has a proposal. He says, we need a generation zero, a post-human blank state belief and value system. Blank state belief. Undo it all and just leave it blank. And then we can decide from there. What is this guy talking about?
We're right now in a moment, like the last moment where like things kind of have been how they have been, but they're about to change radically. And in this new future, we can't predict what's going to happen. We no longer have that ability. And so we're living in a zeroth world. And so Gen Zero is a group of multi-ethnic, multinational people who rise up and they say, we are willing to courageously step into the future. And we're willing to divorce or open to divorce from ourselves all human norms, all human customs, all human thought. And we're willing to say we're wide open about everything. Absolute blank slate.
I don't know what he really means, right? So you could even interpret that as maybe even good. Just open, right? Like my eyes are open. I don't know. But look, just to quickly comment on this. There's something strange about thinking that you're a blank state or some blank slate in belief and because if you believe anything, you're just not. And there's no one really like that. You live by your belief. What you believe is true, which I've demonstrated to you can be manipulated. So I don't know, for y'all who are confused, I don't know, find God. Maybe he can help you. But look, that could be, like I was saying, it could be manipulated. But what was I saying about that? Oh, yeah. Belief, right? It's just an interesting commentary on belief. And it seems almost like a fantasy. I always hear this. It's almost like a utopian fantasy. It's like we will make an AI that's truly neutral, has no bias. But the truth is biased, if you think about it. The truth is biased. Men and women are equal. No, they're not. Men and women are not equal. Equality is not real, and that's the truth. And some would call that a bias. I don't know what to tell you about that, folks, but it's when I hear people talk like that about this utopia of a neutral arbiter of truth, it's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. It sounds like a fantasy. But I also want to make this comment in relation, that video you just saw, AI, future, multi-ethnic people will rise up who will love all and accept all. We're a multi-ethnic race. Well, there's no hate, no bigotry. I'm adding to it. He didn't say that. It makes me think a little bit about this EEOC commissioner, Andrea Lucas, and Mark Cuban and the story we just talked about, and what she responded to him. And I'll read it out again. She said, in response to Mark Cuban, she said, because she's the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission here, she says, unfortunately, you're dead wrong on black letter Title VII law. As a general rule, race/sex can't be a motivating factor, nor a plus factor, tiebreaker, or tipping point. It's important employers understand the ground rules here. And the thing that gets me about that is I feel like conservatives and Republicans would read that and say, right on, you know what? There's a lot we don't agree on. There's a lot of mess going on, but we got to get back to that. We got to get back to that America where the best is the best, meritocracy, and there's a truth to that. Don't get me wrong. Something about that gets me, though, where I hear this Brian Johnson guy saying a multi-ethnic, colorless people will come about. And you're seeing some of these pushes for nationalism in Argentina and around the world. You're seeing the picture I'm trying to paint here is that I don't necessarily think it's evil or wrong or or spicy or controversial to say, well, no, EEOC commissioner, no, Brian Johnson. In America, we can have meritocracy. That's great. The best for the job gets it. Blah blah blah. But let's put a little asterisk. This is a white man's country, and they still get to run things. They still get to. I don't know how that looks. I don't know how that looks when the paper hits the pen, when the rubber meets the road. But I don't hear anybody saying that. I hear everybody saying a multi-ethnic, colorless thing will come about, and they'll love all. Well, you know what? I think you could also be white and love all, and they can be in America, the people that started it, and just like every other race and nation gets to do that too. So, it's just some music. You guys are hearing music? Are you guys hearing my ears? Someone said my ears. Is something going wrong with my audio here? Let me know. But, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Because they say, they want a colorless future where they're all going to love each other. I'm down with loving everybody loving. It's cool here, but it's just like people forgot this is a white country, I guess. You see what I'm trying to say here? It's just not wrong to say that. Because what I'm trying to say is that it's quick. It's easy for these tech guys and these thought leaders to look at America and say, you know what? No, we can't overcome this, and we'll come together, slough off these reins of the establishment that's trying to pit us against each other, and we'll just be a colorless. We'll just be whatever. We'll just be right, and that's fine. You should just be right. You're not white. That's not your identity. I'm just saying. I'm just making this point here where every country gets to be their nation except white people. So making that little point there, folks, that's my stream. That's my show. I went through all my topics, had the calls, had the super chats. I do appreciate all the support. But that was my little ramble fest. I hope you enjoyed it. I got more for you tomorrow. It's Wednesday, American Anchor Baby. Manhood Hour on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. Hake Report and Joel Friday. You don't want to miss it. It just keeps coming together. I appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, Chris and everybody. That's it from me. Truly. Let me check. I'm just making a triple check here before I truly say goodbye. Because that's the show. And I'm grateful. And I'm done talking. All right, y'all. Bye. That's the American Anchor Baby. See you tomorrow.